Good morning, cyber traders. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome 9 a.m. for the morning meeting here at Cyber Trading University Cyber Group meeting. Good to see you all. Good to see everyone is logged in. How do you say doing, Lita? Good to see you, Jeff, Lawrence, everyone, Michael, Philip. All right, so anyway, getting back to what happened. I mean, listen, got a nice little move right now on the LSDI. I know some of you guys jumped in a little bit early. You know, this thing is up a lot. I mean, did you see it's up about 300%? I mean, this ain't no joke. 8 o'clock movement. I know a lot of you jumped in right around here about $1.40. Remember, one of the big things that we teach at Cyber Trade University is more of a consolidation, more of these iceberg orders, seeing where the big block orders are, and then seeing it flow. By the way, I did make a new video yesterday on the GameStop, and it was a nice little short. In that link, just really quick, I kind of like talk about, regarding about why GameStop is going down. I talk about stacking. I talk about laddering, everything that I was taught as a market maker here on Wall Street, being a trader. And you know what? I'm passing that knowledge over to everyone there because it just really sucks that people lose money in trading because they're doing everything opposite that most people do. You have to follow the money. Okay. Fan of GameStop, fan of, not a fan of AMC, whatever it doesn't matter. But the good news is that every day is a new adventure. There's always new stocks to trade like LSDI. And we'll talk a little bit about it. We'll talk about those big iceberg orders that we see out there. Very, very, very impressive. But also now we're starting to get in the channel. We're going to talk about that too. But let's talk about what did move yesterday and talk about some of those big movers and those big losers, okay? Because remember, it's not about the winners that put you out that make you money. It's the losers that put you out of business. So that's the way we want to talk about it. So I want to start off with CLSK. So CLSK was actually a pretty nice little move yesterday. You could see it started right around 1550. It took a little bit of a dive at the open, but it started making new higher highs. So for some of you here that log in late, and depending on what part of the world you're logging in from, in the cyber group room, or maybe watch this video later, you know what? In the middle of the day, there are things that are moving. That was a really, really, really nice move. Now, the thing is, CLSK is testing some big resistance levels right here. I'm not a big fan of it right now. We'll check it out a little bit later. If we do see it, we do got on our watch list on the right, we'll test it out. Listen, it wasn't on the watch list in the morning, but ended up showing up in the middle of the day, and that's where it came down to it. Hunt was another one that made a nice little move. This one ran from about $8.20 to $9. It had a really nasty slingshot here at the open, but eventually, once the weather passed, the stock started getting a nice little trend. A little slow for some of us traders. I mean, it did go from $8.20 in about an hour to about $8.80, which is still not a bad profit on 1,000 shares, but it was okay. But all the Bitcoins, everything did well. Mara did well. You could see that Coin did well with CLSK. What was the other one? Riot, RIAT. You got also the ETFs, all of them. They all did pretty well yesterday. Okay. So that one worked out pretty well. A couple of the stocks that also did well too yesterday. This actually, had a really good pop early in the morning, but this is the catch that you have to understand. Once the news came out on Edible, this thing just totally tanked. And you could see here, there was a little bit of a gap right here. And, in that video that I did post on YouTube, and by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like us and friend us, ring that bell, because we post all the time, even on Instagram and on TikTok and on X. But it was halt after halt after halt. And let me tell you something, last thing you want to be in is a halt. Going up is exciting. Going down is a lot worse, okay? And, you can see how that stock, how you could have been just like the GameStop trade. Boom, it goes from $8.80 and all of a sudden you're down to $6. And now look where you are. You're down to $4. That is down 50% from its highs, okay? Another stock that was also pretty good, AWIN yesterday. This one was a little bit nicer. Moved up pretty nice. Went from like $3 to $9. It was a unbelievable run. But then it started peaking out, and then it kind of died. This right here, listen, it made a higher high right here. You could see right around 11:30, 11:40, and that is big spike right here. But this is where we all did pretty well. We make your money in early in the morning, you're done for the day. So that one was a pretty good one also. All right, NEO got crushed yesterday. Crushed. So NEO's been doing great. start around $3. You could see it right here. I'd start around $3 and then ran to 6. But yesterday, oh man, what a nice little short that was. That thing just came down, 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 down. It was just like, I don't know if it was on your short list, but if you can short it, but that was a fabulous little short. It wasn't the greatest day, but it was okay. Now, let me go back to the stocks that we looked at before, because this is like the big news everyone's talking about. Let's talk about GameStop. So GameStop right here, you could see it here, had a big, big move right around $42 and then just kept getting go lower, lower, lower. It's got a lot of support. I did mention it right around this 33, okay? It does got some big support levels here. Listen, the more it consolidates, the better it is. That's what you have to look at it. So listen, as much as I was negative on the stock, I know there was a video on, Kramer. I don't know if anyone's a fan of him. I know he's some crazy guy. I met him a few times. Got a couple of photos with him. We talked about it. He actually put me down. He's like, "You guys are day trading. You guys are still in the game." I'm like, "We never were out of the game." You know what I mean? But anyway, he said sell, sell, sell on this stock, and he's right at a certain point, but he was going over fundamentals. I'm not going over fundamentals. We got to remember, there are a lot of these stocks that make big runs, not because of the fundamentals. They go up because of supply and demand. All right. If you got an army of people that are buying the stock, and that's exactly what happened with GameStop, that's what's going to cause it to keep going higher. And that's how people get hurt, which, let me remind everybody, these stocks that we've traded, they come out with movies. Okay. You got to watch the movie on GameStop. You really do. And if you want something a little bit more educational, okay, not more comical, which this movie was more about, you got to watch The Big Short. You got to watch that. You want to know about the financial crisis, you got to learn. This is your business. This is your industry. Okay. Everybody wants to learn how to trade, what's going on. You want to learn how to trade, you got to watch some of those movies like that one, especially The Big Short. Not like, oh, The Wolf of Wall Street, not, the movie Wall Street, you know what I mean? But you got to watch that. That's a really Dumb Money. That's the name of the movie, right? I mean, that's more comical, but the big thing is that is something, if you want to learn how to trade and you want to understand why we're in this business, that's the movie you got to watch. Now, getting back to GameStop and everything else, I'll talk about AMC really quick, and then we'll go through the watch list because we're running out of time right here. So AMC, another one. You could see them all over here in the big losers list right here. So AMC, if you come back here and look at the long-term trade, you have a lot of support levels right around this number. So you had a lot of consolidation going on for a while, right around here, around the 420. So 420 is actually a pretty big support levels. You can see it's been holding there pretty strong. So if you look, you could see here in pre-market at 7 o'clock, it did go there and it did go up. But listen, unless, Mr. Kitty comes out with another, X, tweet out there, listen, there are so many other stocks there to trade. Okay. We always turn on the page. Remember, I know a lot of people here might like the style of day trading, because day trading, we're in and out the same day. But if you want to learn how to invest, if you want to learn how to swing trade, if you want to learn how to do an options trade, you can't even fathom or understand how these stocks turn into that without understanding what happens over the course of the day. So being part of Cyber Trade University, some of you are going to come over here, and I know you're watching live on YouTube or whatever, and all of a sudden you're going to be coming on like, what the hell just happened? Why is the market going down? You know what I mean? What's the news? The news is we knew about this was happening a long time ago. And getting back to the first video on the GameStop one that I did, let me explain something to you on that, which is very, very important. We knew about GameStop a week ago. And you want to know what I meant by a week ago? Watch that video. Watch that 60-second short that I did, and you'll know exactly why. Just make sure you share it, give us a heart on it, and like it. Now, let's talk about some stocks that are moving. AMC right now, like we're just posting in the room right here, and there is a 100,000 share buyer. Was that a seller right there at 12? Yeah, I mean, is he still out there? Yeah. Let me bring this up there. Let me show you what's going on there. Here, this is what we're looking at, okay? You tell me what's better educational of seeing this guy there buying 100 and selling a million, over a million shares at 12, or some Mr. Fibonacci or some fundamental book value P ratio. Okay. It's not about that. It's about this. So hopefully I settle my case. Let's go find out what is moving today, because today's a whole new day. All right. There's always something new that's moving. And you know where we're going to find our watch list in the big percentage gainers. So we have the stock right here that's moving this morning, LSDI. Now, this is my issue with the LSDI. All right. Number one, it's up 300%. I know if anyone here that can't have access to pre-market is up 300%, you probably want to take a profit, okay? Because you basically you hit a penny stock that took off, and you know we don't pay penny stocks. So that's number one. Number two, the stock's at resistance levels, consolidation from November all the way to March, okay? Number three, I'm not seeing too much action on level 4, but you see these big green balls, that is an indication of substantial buying. And just like you're seeing a big ball that's showing up as we see right now that's happening, you see that big ball right there? The bigger the ball, the more buying there is. That means more orders are getting executed on the offer. So that's what you have over there. So is it still, listen, you know we always talk about we wait the first 5 minutes, we'll see how the street reacts. This stock is a buyout, so this is a scratch. This stock had a big slingshot and came back down. It's a new IPO, so we're going to scratch that one. This one came out with earnings yesterday. You could see how it went up, but she's trying to be flat right now, up 31%. She's got some good volume. I'll put it on the B list, put it on the B list right now. So next on the list, this one chart looks terrible, very spotty, means it's trading with a very, very thick spread. We want to stay away from that. Another one that's not really moving too much, low volume, decent volume, BCAN. The stock took a very, very big hit. You could see it last year was at 800, 700. It's down to $1. Yes, that is true. That does happen, okay? Can we get a dead cat bounce? Why not? Let's put it on the watch list. It is up a little bit today. 900,000 shares is cheap enough, right? We see stocks like this. It might be garbage. I don't know. We'll see what happens if people start showing up when the market opens up, and if there's any algorithms kicked in. Now, remember, I also, we talk about that. We see the algorithms exactly when 9:30 hits. So that kind of gives us a little heads up. What else? Okay, so other big news that's going on right now is Walmart. Okay, Walmart, I know, just came out with earnings. They did really well on their earnings. You could see it right there. We came out early this morning, did really well. Are we going to trade Walmart? Well, Walmart is breaking all-time highs. Walmart is doing pretty well, actually. They did that reverse stock split. They're doing pretty well. I'll put it on the watch list. But we're not really a big fan of this stock because it's expensive. Why? It's a brand name. I mean, iceberg orders out there. Let me see what I got going on over here with this stock. I mean, I'll show it to I see a couple orders out, 15,000 at $65, 5,000 at like 84. I'm not really seeing that much out there. 65 is a pretty big resistance. We're not even there yet. But there was a big iceberg order here at 64. But I'm going to put it on a watch list because I have to. I have to, because everyone here they're talking about it on TV and everything else. So I got to give you my 2 cents and tell you exactly a little bit about it. Goose, okay? So Canadian Goose, this is that jacket, did phenomenal in public. I guess it's doing pretty well. I mean, winter is over, but it is gapped up. I'm not going to trade this stock. It's not real. Very, very ugly stock. We traded before. We're not a fan of it. This stock is doing great long term, but day trading wise, not really what we're looking for. Not really good. Not really good. There's Walmart. Damn, this is pretty bad. Not really that much going on out there. We got to put the game. Let me tell you, GameStop AMC is still going to be moving. Okay. So I'm still putting AMC and GameStop on our watch list. So because I know they're going to still be moving. Stock that's also got really beat up today is Under Armour. Now there are 2 stocks that are trading. There's a warrant and there's a stock version. This is the warrant AA and this is the regular stock right there. They trade exactly side by side. I was looking at this stock too. There is a pretty big iceberg order that did show up right now at 69,000 at 580. Okay, I'll show it to you right here. There's our big order right there. See it right there? Big guy just showed up right there. So that's not that bad. So that's a pretty good sign. And he's been out there since 8:30. So maybe we get a good dead cat bounce right there. That is basically hovering right here. Doesn't really make sense, but other than where's it right here? Yeah. So this is that order right there. It's probably right. That's that big support level right there. So back in September, it was a support and it came back up. So you know what? Could be a decent stock. Under Armour. All right. So market's going to open up in 15 minutes. You got the watch list. You know, we're going to post this on our Twitter, our X. I keep saying Twitter. We're going to post this on our X channel. We're going to post this on all our social media, our Instagram. We're going to post it on our alert service and on our TikTok. So guys, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And listen, they might not all move. You know, we're going to have a new list. But if you're watching on TV, if you're watching on social media, you can always take your phone, scan that QR code in the top left-hand corner. You could join our professional trading room. Been around for 30 years. And you can come and see how we trade some. Because sometimes there's going to be new ones out there. Traders in the Cyber Group room. Anything I'm missing, I did not call out. Did I miss anything else? I know we had a couple of them out there. I think that was it, right? It wasn't not really that much out there. The only good thing is that the market's doing great. You know, we literally just broke a all-time high on the Dow. We broke an all-time high on the S&P. And it's so funny, just say something really quick about this. Everybody's bashing it. Everybody is bashing. They're saying, oh, the market's going to crash, You tell me why. You tell me why. Because, you know, and we could talk about that another time. But let's get ready for the market opened up. You got about 15 minutes to take a quick break. We're going to come back live here in 15 minutes in the Cyber Group room. Once again, if you're watching on social media, we'll be back here at 2:30. I am going to be doing a live event today at 12 o'clock, so please don't miss it. If you want to learn how to trade direct access, you want to learn how to follow level 4, we'll be back here at 12, so we'll see you back then. Good luck, everybody. Happy trading and trade safe.